motivation that needs to be very, very good, very well sort of established, because otherwise we will always be driven with the selfish motivation. And selfish motivation means the motivation always refers to your benefit, like you do for yourself. You know, you do the circumambulation for yourself, you do offering for yourself, you do everything, whatever you do, it's for yourself, not for others. Sometimes you can sort of like dedicate it for your family members or for your friends and beloved ones, but that is also very much linked with the selfish attitude. So that's the reason why I'm trying to sort of explain this kind of thing should never be happened. Because that really ruins the life. I mean, that ruins the entire spiritual life. When, you know, even though we wanted to practice the Buddha's teaching, but we don't manage. We are not managing to do it just because of the motivation, just because of the, just because of the selfish attitude. You know, we always have a very much selfish attitude. You always wanted to look after yourself, which is very important actually, but methodically speaking, you know, methodically speaking, in a spiritual method, it doesn't really work that way. It has to really be dedicating for others, so that it will definitely benefiting yourself also at the same time. But, you know, you have to really be doing according to the Lord Buddha's teaching, which is the selfless way of doing practices. That is very important, especially in the Mahayana tradition, which is, of course, we all are claim ourselves to be Mahayana practitioner. And of course, many of you are not only Mahayana, of course, you are claiming yourself as a Vajrayana practitioner. You know, you are practicing Om Mani Padme Hum, or you are practicing Om Mahu Vajra Guru Brahma Siddhi Hum, Guru Yoga, and Vajra Sattva, blah, 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 you know. So we all are very much claiming ourselves to be a Vajrayana practitioner. So how can we practice Vajrayana without having an establishment of the Mahayana basic, sort of Mahayana basic understanding of compassion and love? There shouldn't be, you know, that part should never be missing. That is very important. So therefore, you know, that we have to be Mahayana first. Mahayana is very much needed. This is what I'm trying to say to Ladakis and also the local people in local language. That, you know, the Mahayana is very important. So therefore, you have to have some understanding of the compassion and love. You know, you must develop some sort of a very strong sense of compassion because of the knowing, because of knowing the fact that all the sentient beings are going through this tremendous sufferings. Like, for example, those beings who are slaughtering for the meat, supplying meat, or you will know how torturing they are going through. So we should be thinking about them. And if we are really selfish-oriented person, then we should really be telling ourselves that these beings are your mother, these beings are your wife, these beings are your children, these beings are your father. Once upon a time, it has been like that. So there's of course the physical body has been changed, but mentally they are my parents, they are your parents, they are your family members, they are your beloved. But not only just once upon a time, but of course it became your father, your mother, countless of time. So therefore, one has to really be saying, okay, my fathers, my mother, my beloved ones are suffering tremendously in a slaughter place. So the people are slaughtering. Everybody is slaughtering, and everybody. Now the beings are some beings are they are how do you say, they are literally cooked. You know, they are boiled. They're boiled in the water. They put in the water like hens and also the chickens. They put many of them now. They're putting in the hot pot that has water, the boiling water. So then they put the chicken in that boiled water, live, and then it's because they're doing this because they want they wanted to have an easy way of plucking the feather. The feather doesn't come out very easily, I guess. So therefore, it's, you know, the boil in life is much better, much easier for them. So therefore, that's what they do. So, you know, you just can simply imagine that how suffering that is going to be for these chickens and hens and all these things. And Vietnam, I was told, some of the nuns, they told me that, you know, the dogs that they are eating, they also get boiled. So that's the thing, because it's easier to sort of peel the skin out. I think it is very easy. That is the reason why they are boiling the animal. There's living animal boiled in the water, just like that. Can you beat it? You know, just you can just simply imagine how this could be happened to a being. So that's what you have to be always telling yourself and train yourself to think about this. Right now we are not training ourselves, so therefore we are just, you know, we are just, how do you say, wasting our own time and energy and all these things, and we always think about ourselves, you know, I, you know, we always think like that. I do this, I do that, for me, for my thing, my that thing, and the selfish attitude is so important. So therefore we have to train ourselves to think about the suffering of others. That's the reason why the Lord Buddha Shakyamuni gave his first teaching in Varanasi, and he said, the universe, how do you say? He said, everybody, all the beings are suffering. All the beings are suffering tremendously. So this is what he said. He was introducing the suffering to his pupils, to his students. You know, first of all, he never gave anything before that. He never gave any teachings. The first teaching he has ever given in his life, he was introducing the suffering to the students. So this is why he was doing this, is because that, you know, that has to be the principle. You know, the understanding of suffering is the principle of the teaching of Lord Buddha, and that has to be the principle of the practice of the path of the enlightenment or well-being of the humanity. That's very important. So that's the reason why Lord Buddha chosen to say that. So we all, as a follower of Lord Buddha, we need to know the suffering of the beings. Yourself, suffering of yourself as well as the others. But obviously, I mean, I would always say that the sufferings that you can see, what's really going on out there, is a very, very, very great teaching, I would say. So that needs to be observed. That needs to be looked. That needs to be thought. That's really need to be put into the practice. That is the thing. No? Whatever we see, whatever we feel, whatever we experience, we just don't how do you say, we just don't want to acknowledge. That is not good. We should be acknowledging them, especially the suffering part. We should acknowledge them. We should really be sort of like picking them up, you know, into your practice, and then put it into your practice, put it into your sort of consideration, and that really keeps you then. Keeps you in the track. Let's put it like that. Otherwise, we are always out of track. You know, we are always out of a track. We, in the name of, I mean, of course, we have a great name. You know, we are Mahayana, we are Hinayana, we are Vajrayana practitioner, we are Buddhist, we are so and so, we are Gelugpa, we are Kagyupa, we are Nyingmapa, we are Sakyapa, blah 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 blah. Yeah, of course, great, but that's a name, just a name. Doesn't mean anything.